your general direction. Alright, so on the top left of King Party Station, in the yellow, we have Fade, who is now down a game.
And in the bottom right, we have Frieddirt, who's actually brought himself back up to being ahead in this show match here. It's showing very, very nice composure and grasp of PvP these past couple games.
Yeah, definitely holding off everything Fade has thrown at him after that initial cannon rush. Definitely not playing on tilt, but we will see Fade is actually the one playing on tilt here. Felt really confident after that first game, taking out Dirt with the cannon rush. These past two games, Frieddirt definitely holding on tightly, enough to win the game. So interesting to see if Fade continues to go with the one base play. I would like to see, I guess something different. Maybe an evolution of that. I don't know.
Dude, proxy oracles on this map, it's great. Just go to that little chunk back there, and I'm not at all biased by the fact that I just want to see this happen. Just put it as close to this bait main as you can. Just float it right on it. But no. Gateway. So far normal. Fades is a little slower. Nothing to write home about. A little slower on the gas as well. No, he's not getting it at all.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Fade not going for the gas. So perhaps forgetting about
late.
it. Trying to,
yeah.
Okay, just late. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. So he's going to compensate by getting both of them right away. I guess that works. He's going to cut into his mineral income a bit.
You could do the 2 out of 3 on both sides or something.
Yeah, you can. I never do it because I don't know exactly when to put the extra 2 in the gas.
Yeah.
The timing's a little funny, but I don't know. Unless I was specifically going for the Stalker build, because that's more self-explanatory there.
Mm-hmm. Cybercore going down for Fade, so nothing too fancy. Actually, no workers on the gas just yet. Okay, there's the 2 out of 3, and then the 3 out of 3, and
okay,
so
figured he'd do that.
Going incredibly gas heavy right now.
Well, he actually kind of has to, because if you don't do something like this, even with the just 4, I think you're going to be slightly short of the gas you need for a warp gate when the Cybercore is actually done. So this is the only thing he can do to try and catch up.
Yeah, I suppose that is a little bit of a...
It's still janky. Like, it's not like the most efficient way to do things at all. And Frieddirt's going to be up here and see that the base looks a little odd, and he's going to be like, what are you doing?
Frieddirt actually in the same position here, except... Okay, there he goes. This assimilator over here had 0 out of 3 for a little while. Now he's actually throwing 2 on there. It's just a total of 5 gas harvesters right now. I don't know if that's a mistake, but we'll see where the gas ends up going here.
Almost surely that is a mistake. You never do this. Hopefully he picks up on it fairly soon.
I saw a post in the StarCraft subreddit today, or actually perhaps last night, and somebody just took a screenshot of their game, and they had 4 out of 3 on their gas geyser, and the opponent had their scout probe there and said, hey bro, you got too many workers on the gas. This is just funny. He was actually nice enough to notice and point it out.
Yeah, most people would just be like,
noob.
This is going to be a good game for me.
Also, the Twilight Council finishing up and Blink on the way. And then, again, this proxy pylon on the bottom left, very out of the way. Surprising considering its proximity to the main base here. I can almost guarantee we should see a Mothership Core if he is going to do a Stalker push or anything like that. Yeah, dropping down that 3rd gate. So this is definitely going to be pretty aggressive here. We saw him use this build in last week's show.
Yeah, and he's quite good at it, so this will be interesting. The thing is, Frieddirt, he went up there, and he saw 2 gases at kind of an awkward time. And that's usually going to set off all sorts of warning bells where you're going to be like, I'm going to need detection, probably.
Yeah.
And in this situation, that also means he's going to be pretty close to being able to grab Immortals. A heavy Immortal count does a lot to cancel out Blink pretty quickly. Or at least makes it very, very difficult to use.
Definitely. Also, check out this proxy pylon by Frieddirt here at the top. This is
It's half of what I want. All right.
So.
Hey, good enough as far as I'm concerned. This is good enough for today.
Yeah, I mean, the ramp is kind of somewhere else, but That's
Yeah,
okay.
it's like a bit too far. That's why, like I said, I feel like you want to proxy a Stargate back here, then you get the flying thing, you don't have to worry about ramps. But
Yeah.
otherwise, still cool.
So we are gonna see no immortal. Actually, we have 2 observers on the way before the first immortal. So I think if we see a push from Fade here, which is very likely going to happen, um, he might be able to pull something off. But I would also like to see the Mothership Core just for that vision.
You know what he could try and do? I mean, and this is not something that immediately pops to mind as a plan going into a game, but he could be trying to use this observer to try and snipe off Frieddirt's detection, and then go into a DT. It does work. That's an incredibly effective thing to do against anybody, because sometimes they build the one observer,
You're
especially in
Stargate. Top.
Oh, yay! Yay! Frieddirt, yay!
Exactly what you were looking for. It's like he heard you.
Yay! Okay. I'm happy. I'm happy now.
All right.
And this is probably going to do a ridiculous amount of damage, because there's no way he's going to see that coming unless he...
And also we have an
vaults
immortal
over there.
here and a sentry to funnel these stalkers in.
Oh, yeah.
Fade's in a bad position right now.
Well, as long as Frieddirt reacts fast enough, he won't get up there at all.
Yeah, I mean, he's got an observer here. He's going to check it out. He's going to see what we've got. However, we also have an observer.
Oh, no. Nope. Okay, his detection goes down, but he
And-
kills one stalker. Meanwhile,
That was good though. He wanted to get rid of the observer so that he wouldn't lose his own observer, and now he can use that for his blink shenanigans, which are very likely to happen here. But again, there is that immortal, so that is something to be afraid of. Yeah, we have an oracle on the way here from Frieddirt at the top Stargate, and there is absolutely nothing here to deal with that. All of the stalkers are going to be warped in on the offensive.
I admit I was actually just watching the Stargate after I saw that he put the force field down. I'm like, oh, okay. And I went way straight up here, and I'm like, then I see a rally point up here, and then 20 seconds later, there's an oracle, and I'm like, yeah.
So Fade just checking out the base with this observer here. Let's scope it out and see what his best option is. And the oracle is finished.
So here's the worst possible anti-timing for Fade here, is if he walks up the ramp immediately when the oracle shows up, because he will not be able to react most likely to that and the attack.
2,
Oh.
3, 4, 5, 6. No, not quite 6. This has got to be very frustrating for Fade. He doesn't have enough money.
Absolutely. This is like one of the most annoying things that you can possibly happen to you in a game. And unfortunately, he's out of energy now, so...
He's got one
no more
stalker. Still keeping the front line solid there. He's got an immortal and a lot of stalkers. Blink stalkers, mind you.
So Frieddirt's now got time on his side. He's up 9 workers. Just kind of needs to hang in there.
Here's the push.
Interesting. Just really wait until the Zelts die there, and okay.
Oh, the stalkers are out of combat. Oh no. Okay.
I was gonna say, for the most part, as long as he has high ground vision, this engagement around the ramp actually favors Fade a bit because he can get a wider arc. But nope. I don't think that's gonna matter here.
It's immortal.
Oh, that's gonna probably
take care of that. It looks like that. Even with the concave there, he's able to do a lot of damage. He sniped that immortal though. There we go. And now he has the upper hand with Blink.
I was gonna say, pushing up into this space though, like, he can't really do it with Photon Overcharge there. He doesn't have a large enough force, so he's gonna have to fall back.
Yeah. And we also have the immortal out for Frieddirt, the second immortal there. That's going to cause some problems for Fade.
You'll notice just his resources are just not keeping up with it. Not to mention this Oracle is still alive out there. And
We've got one stalker at home.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
It's gonna kill off the pylon, take a little shield damage. Some more stuff being warped in. You can see the army size. Oh wait, no, it's actually, yeah, it definitely supports Fade just a bit. I mean, Frieddirt just a bit. He warped in a bunch of things all at once, so the numbers changed while I was talking, and I was like, ah! But yeah, whoa.
Fade actually using the Zealots to go for the Immortals first, but it's just not going to work out right now. The Immortals are doing too much DPS.
A little bit of anti-micro going on there. Actually didn't really need to ball the army up to move forward at all.
Yeah.
But
we have 19 people hanging out in the chat right now. Way to go, guys.
nice. So here comes the Oracle's going to wander in. Unfortunately, this is kind of the situation where, as a player, you just have this thought that runs through your head where you're like, can I actually break this position anymore? And, you know, you butt heads a little bit, you fall back, you both lose a little bit of units. You come back up again, he still has the same amount of stuff because he's producing things a little faster than you because of that attack from earlier. And then the Oracle wanders back in and more of your workers die.
Actually, warping in 2 Stalkers that time instead of just the 1. You know, now I think this would be the perfect time to go for a Void Ray.
Yeah, same here. I think the same thing.
You could do a lot of damage to these probes, not quite as quickly as an Oracle, but you can take care of any opposition of Stalkers.
This is incredibly risky on Fade's part. He's gonna be trapped in here.
That is bad. We'll see. I mean, he does have Blink, so he can do what damage he can, but...
And he's gonna kill...
Get off of my lawn!
2, 3 workers with that. I mean, he still hasn't quite taken the lead. He did equalize things quite a bit, though. It's 19 to 22. And unfortunately, though...
Immortals. 3 Immortals, man.
That was a little bit... That was pretty ballsy. The thing is, he actually can just run down to the side with his observer and just do it from the back. But it looks like Frieddirt's saying, you know what? I'm not gonna let that happen again.
But Fade blinks right into the base because he has an observer up there.
No, he's running into the photon overcharge though, and like he's gonna take so much damage in here. Even if he gets rid of he can do some nice damage though if he kills the militia. But there you go.
He's gonna get completely surrounded now.
But yeah, he's gonna lose the whole army, and even if he kills a lot of workers, he can. Yeah, nicely done there.
So he escaped out of there, but really, I don't know if that was worth it. He lost quite a bit.
Really, Frieddirt needs another observer. You could just get rid of this high ground vision. Oh, I don't know if he even sees the shimmer moving around his base. It's rough.
Looks like he does. Actually, no. Okay, he doesn't have an observer of his own.
This is what I meant before when I said like delayed DTs in the mid game can be a great choice if you can get rid of that initial observer because a lot of Protosses will just never make a second one. And people are getting better about that, but it's still a pretty effective tactic. And now the whole army's been moved out of position. It's a great time for Fade to run up there and try and snipe that Nexus. It's not quite have multitasking to accomplish that. So he's going to try and engage right there and just escape.
And the conga line there between the assimilator and the gateway.
Yeah, Frieddirt really needs to split his army a little bit better here. He actually doesn't have to take everything to engage like that.
Definitely. I mean, if he could trap these Stalkers somehow, I mean, it's definitely tough with that Blink, but splitting the army a little bit, especially with these Immortals, and you can completely annihilate the Stalker ball.
Finally getting some more observers, so he's going to be able to take care of that high ground vision. Fade looks like he's positioning it to try something. Nope, he's just keeping it out of the army.
I almost would have thought that, perhaps Fade would have expanded by now. We're 18 minutes into the game, and it's Dark Shrine.
That DT Shrine is actually in Frieddirt's vision.
What? Really? Wow, that's crazy.
There's an observer sitting in his base. Oh man.
We'll see if he actually catches it though. There's always that possibility that sure it's in the vision, but if he's not paying attention, it could bite him in the ass.
So that might have been what prompted the observers actually, just because he got them out. He did kill the one in his base now. But there's no high ground vision up here anymore, so Blink is nowhere near as strong now.
Yeah, definitely. Fade is not going to be able to push in there, and now we have that observer out for Frieddirt. Fade doesn't have an observer anymore here in the base of Frieddirt.
He exposes Fade in chat. Anyway. Nice two-pronged engagement here, but he's not really doing much with the side. He's actually just going to be forced to fall back here, and he's not paying attention, so he's losing the Stalkers. Ow. Okay, he's getting out of there.
Dead frogs. Expansion man!
Yes, dead frogs equals Fade, to Trumpet asking that. Guys, yeah, okay, he's getting all excited now. All right. Anyway, yeah, he's got an eyeball on the DT Shrine right there.
And there's a DT warping in somewhere. Where is it?
Warping in next to the natural on the left side.
But again, we do have that detection. 2 observers with Frieddirt right now on the front line. See, he's going for the Archons again. This is, I don't know.
Like, the thing is, in this situation, he's seen that Frieddirt has really, really got what I call one hotkey syndrome with his army, where he moves everything to deal with a single threat.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime you see that, even if he's got detection, don't worry about it. Run forward with your army, get him to move out of position, just walk the DTs into his main base. He'll move his entire army back to deal with that, and then you kill his natural.
Trying to sandwich his opponent here. I mean, it's a good thought, but
it's good positioning. But
I don't feel like this is going to work.
He's got a blink micro on 2 fronts. It's very, very difficult to do, and he's taking care of the bottom. But there's 4 immortals down there.
So many immortals. Look at all the probes. The probes. The exodus from the main base of Fade.
So I want you guys to know that, you know, in all the StarCraft games I've ever seen, this is usually a prelude to a Protoss dying. And I'm not just talking about, oh, it's PvP and someone's going to die. No, I mean the Protoss with the probes.
Yep.
They don't almost ever win this situation. This is your way of flipping the table and saying I'm done.
Yeah. Sent all of his probes to his death, and GG. So Frieddirt took that series 3-1. Fade with the exceptionally strong cannon rush, but just couldn't seal the deal.